Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great day. As you can see, we're out here in the garage once again, bringing you guys another Road Glide video. Today we're going to be installing a new exhaust on my 2024 Road Glide Standard here. If you guys are new to the channel and you haven't been keeping up on the build with the 2024 Road Glide, make sure you guys go check out my last videos on that. We've been installing tons of parts on it, and we have more parts coming as well. But today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing a new 2-in-1 exhaust, and we're going to be installing the new Screamin Eagle heavy breather intake, or air cleaner if you will. I've got almost 1,000 miles on the bike so far, and I absolutely love it. Obviously riding a stock bike with a stock exhaust really sucks, especially coming off this bike here with over 170 horsepower. Really do not like the way the Harley sounds stock. But I've just been putting a lot of miles on it, enjoying my time on it, and I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to put the exhaust on yet. But today's the day. We're going to be installing the new 2-in-1 exhaust on the 2024 Road Glide, and I will show you guys what exhaust I went with and why. And we're basically going to do an install video today, guys, on the 2-in-1 exhaust and the air cleaner. So as you guys can see here, we got Gold Digger up on the stand, and then we got the new 2024 sitting here in the wheel chock. If you guys are wondering, a lot of you have commented on my other videos of this bike. That is a Condor wheel chock for the trailer. I actually unbolted it from the trailer, brought it in the garage, and it's a lot easier to work on the bike sitting straight up than on the kickstand, so that's why I use that. But today we're actually going to swap the bikes around. We're going to throw the new bike up on the lift here, and what I'm going to do is give you guys a cold start with the stock exhaust. That way you guys can hear the difference between stock exhaust and the new 2-in-1 exhaust we're about to put on the bike today. I'll give you guys a comparison on the two. So without further ado, we're going to hop into the video and get started. So there you heard it, bone stock. As you can hear in the video, it's very quiet, and I cannot wait to get this new 2-in-1 exhaust on the new 2024 because it is stupid quiet and sounds like a vacuum cleaner. And I know Harley has to design these exhausts to be EPA friendly and meet emissions and all that, so you know, unfortunately a stock Harley just sounds really bad. But here in a few hours, the bike's gonna sound much better with the new D&D 2-in-1 Billet kit exhaust we're getting ready to throw on this thing. So let's go ahead and swap the bikes around and get started. All right, guys, we got the bikes switched around in the garage. We got the new 2024 up on the lift. We're gonna blue tape around all the gloss black engine components that might get scratched. All right, guys, so I got everything taped up here. As you can see, taped up the transmission cover, taped up the timing cover, taped up the brake arm and the oil cooler cover here, because you're gonna need to get a long extension up here to undo the header bolts. So now that that's all taped up, I'm gonna go ahead and take the muffler off each side, and I'm gonna take this side off first by undoing the clamps under there and pulling off the left side muffler. And then, being that I'm going to a 2-in-1 exhaust, I'm not gonna have any exhaust on the left side. All right, guys, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is take this nut off here, which is a 9/16. This is the nut for the clamp that connects the left side pipe to the main header pipe here, and then you have a mount on the back side of your trans as well, and that nut there is a 1/2 inch. All right, so once you get those bolts loosened up, you're going to go over here and you're going to want to undo these two bolts here. These are 1/2 inch bolts here. As soon as you undo those two, this left side muffler will fall down, so make sure you guys are ready to catch it. All right, so now that we have the left side exhaust off, we're going to go ahead and take the right side muffler off. You have to disconnect it from the header pipe, which is this clamp here, and that nut there is a 5/8. And then once you loosen that clamp up, you go back here and undo the 1/2 inch bolts that are holding the muffler on back here, and then the whole muffler will twist off of the header pipe and you'll be good to go. All right, guys, so once you get the muffler off the right side here, you want to go ahead and take your side cover off, and then you want to undo your O2 sensor plugs, and then cut the zip ties, run them back through the frame where they had them running from the factory. Make sure you guys take a picture of that so you know where to reroute them once you get them on the new exhaust. And then once you undo your O2 sensors here, the next step is to take the header pipe off the motor. So we're going to go ahead and undo the 1/2 inch nuts that are on the exhaust flanges here. So there's 2 1/2-inch nuts there, and then same as the front. The front's going to be really tricky. You kind of have to have a long wobble extension to get this side nut, and then you have to go through the frame here to get the right side nut there. Very hard, very tricky. You're definitely going to want to put some blue tape around your crash bar so you don't scratch it with the extension. And so we're going to go ahead and pull the header pipe off now. There's also one more 1/2-inch nut you have to take off here, and then the header pipe will just come right off. Before you take the header pipe off, you have to remove your floorboard, so we're going to go ahead and do that now, and then we'll take the header pipe off. To remove the floorboard mount, 2 5/16 Allen bolts you got to take off, and then the whole floorboard will come right off. Alright guys, so I just got the header pipe off, and then as you can see, we got the header pipe over here. We got to remove the stock O2 sensors from the header pipe and install them on the new D&D Billet Cat, and I'll show you guys that pipe here once I get it unboxed. I went with the D&D Billet Cat 2-into-1 pipe with the big bore baffle. They make 2 different baffles. They make a big bore baffle and a vortex baffle. I got the louder one, the big bore baffle, because I like the way it sounds better than the vortex baffle. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the box with the new D&D, get the O2 sensors swapped over to the new pipe, and then we'll be able to put the new pipe on the bike. You have to make sure you remove your stock exhaust gaskets out of there. Pull the stock exhaust gaskets out from your heads, and then D&D provides you with their own exhaust gaskets to run with the D&D pipe. They are different than the stock exhaust gaskets, so make sure you guys use the supplied D&D exhaust gaskets. If you order a D&D pipe, you have to run their exhaust gaskets. They're a little bit different. We got the O2 sensors out of the stock header, and here is the new D&D 2-into-1 Billet Cat exhaust. So when you order a Billet Cat, you have an option for an end cap, a slash cut, a straight cut, or a race end cap they call it, and that's what I went with. I went with the race cap. As you can see, it's beveled on the end. It kind of looks like the end cap on my Fuel Moto Fab Spec pipe on my other bike. So I went with this end cap, and this just goes on the muffler like that with 4 supplied Allen bolts. So we got the muffler separate from the header pipe, and we're gonna go ahead and put the O2 sensors in the new header pipe and then bolt it up to the bike. D&D also provides you with flanges, so you don't have to take the flanges off the stock header pipe like you do on the Fuel Moto pipe. Another cool thing D&D does is they send the pipe with the heat shield, so you don't have to put the heat shields on the bike after you get the pipe on there. Alright guys, so in the kit from D&D, they give you a trans mount, 2 new exhaust gaskets. These are the new gaskets I was telling you about. See how they don't look like the factory gaskets? This is what the factory gaskets look like. You can tell they're different than the ones D&D supplies you. So anyway, they give you the 2 exhaust gaskets. They give you this bolt here. This bolt here is how you mount the pipe to this bracket, and then they give you this spacer. So the D&D Billet Cat from 2017 all the way up to 2023 has been the same pipe. This pipe will fit on a new 2024 model. However, you have to get the new mounting bracket from D&D. I'll put the part number up here on the screen. I'll put a link to it in the description of the video. But in order for this pipe to fit on the new 2024 models, you have to order this new mounting kit. So it comes with a new bracket, new bolt, and this new spacer. You remove these 2 bottom trans bolts here, which are 1/4-inch Allens, and then you mount up your bracket there, and then you'll be able to install your header pipe. Make sure you guys throw some anti-seize on the threads of the O2 sensors before you put them in the pipe too. So as you can see, we got the D&D header pipe installed. These 1/2-inch nuts are really hard to get in the front. The back ones went on super easy. You don't have to remove the heat shield on the D&D to get to those nuts. There is really tight clearance here on the timing cover. We put a piece of paper in there, and it's definitely very, very tight. Plenty of clearance back here on the rear header pipe, plenty of clearance there. And I went ahead and ran my O2 sensors along the frame, just like factory. Ran the back O2 sensor through here, just like the factory, and plugged it in. So yeah, now that we have the header pipe on, we're getting ready to put the muffler on, and then basically this thing will be ready to start up. After we get the floorboard back on, we'll be ready to test it out. So I went ahead and got the muffler on. The clamp for the muffler is a 10mm. Make sure you use the supplied spacers from D&D back here for the muffler, or else your rear axle will hit the muffler. Alright guys, so I just got the pipe buttoned up, got the side cover back on, got the floorboard back on. It's a very tight clearance there on the floorboard, very tight. It almost hits, but it doesn't, so we're good there. We're gonna go ahead and fire it up right now because I can't wait to hear what this thing sounds like, and then after that I'll put the air cleaner on. Yeah, I really like the way the D&D pipe looks on the new bike. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let's go ahead and fire it up and see what it sounds like. have it, guys. What do you guys think? Comment down below. I want to know your thoughts. I absolutely love the way the D&D Billet cat sounds with that big bore baffle in there, guys. This thing is stupid loud. I mean stupid loud. It has a great D-cell sound. It's raspy. Once I get the air cleaner on, what I'm going to do is mount the GoPro up to the saddlebag and go out and take it for a ride and show you guys what it sounds like while we're cruising down the road at all different speeds. That way you guys can really hear how good this pipe sounds on the road and outside of the garage. But just for the first startup, the cold start, this thing sounds rowdy, guys. I cannot wait to do more to this bike. Before I take off the stock air cleaner, I want to show you guys what air cleaner we're going to be installing today. This is the Heavy Breather Extreme from Screamin. You can get this right from any Harley dealer. I'll show you guys the part number. There's the part number there. I'll also put a link to this in the description of the video along with the part number, so that if you guys want to order this up for your 2024 and up bike, you can. But I went with the black one, obviously, to match the all black Road Glide here. The new Milwaukee 8 on the new 2024 bikes take a different air cleaner than on the previous model from 2017 to 2023. So we're gonna go ahead and install the new Screamin Heavy Breather Extreme intake on my bike. Alright guys, so first things first, you wanna go ahead and take a 3/16 Allen wrench and unscrew this bolt here, holding on the outer air cleaner cover on the stock air cleaner. Go ahead and take that bolt out now. Look how long that bolt is. Take this cover off, and there you have it. Check out the stock air box on the new 2024, guys. This thing looks like it's starving for air. Isn't that crazy how the filter just sits in the front like that with all this wasted space back here? I mean, that's crazy. You can see the throttle body on an angle now for 2024. Look how small that filter element is, guys. Crazy. Alright, so the next step is to remove the 3 T27 Torx bolts from the throttle body. Be careful you don't hit your tank when you take that off. So we're going to take those off, and then we're going to hit these 2 bolts here, which are 9/16 bolts here. So 2 9/16 bolts and 3 T27 Torx bolts. So once you unbolt the factory airbox, you have to disconnect this breather tube here. And then once you disconnect the breather tube, you'll be able to pull this off. All right, so I just pulled the stock airbox off the bike. And as you can see here, for 2024, in the new water-cooled head Milwaukee 8 engine, they went ahead and tilted the throttle body on an angle. And as you can see, it fits nice in between the V-twin cylinders here. The throttle body fits real nice in there, and it doesn't stick out as far as the previous Milwaukee 8. So that's a nice thing that Harley did, is twist the throttle body on an angle. All right guys, so the first step is to take this plastic throttle body adapter, they call it, and put it into the snorkel of the new air cleaner. You'll see there's 3 divots all the way around this thing, and it just snaps into there just like that. Make sure it's nice and flush. And once you get that in there, grab your gasket. We're gonna put the gasket on here like this, just like that, and then we're gonna install the breather fitting into the snorkel as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this gasket to the snorkel, and then we're gonna install this breather fitting, which is this guy right here, into the snorkel. So we're going to use 3 of these Allen bolts that they provide in the kit, and these are a 5/32 Allen. So we're going to go ahead and bolt the snorkel up to the throttle body right now. Make sure you guys torque these bolts here to 60 inch-pounds. There's 3 of them. Make sure you torque those to 60 inch-pounds. All right, so now we're gonna put the throttle body cover on using the 3 panhead screws, same screws that you use to bolt the snorkel down to the throttle body. So yeah, all this does here is cover up the throttle body. A 5/32 Allen. All right, so once you get these bolts in here, there's 1 here, 1 on the bottom, and then 1 over here. You wanna just snug them. You wanna keep them pretty loose so that you can move the throttle body cover like this, because you're gonna be putting in your breather bolts next. So you want to make sure that this is a little loose until you get those in. And those are these guys right here. They already have some Loctite on these bolts, but we're going to go ahead and put those in now. These bolts here are a 7/32 Allen. So we're going to go ahead. Alright guys, so once you get your big bolts in here and your smaller bolts up here, you want to go ahead and torque these down. This one to 24 foot-pounds and these smaller ones to 60 inch-pounds. So the smaller ones to 60 inch-pounds and the bigger ones to 24 foot-pounds. Make sure you guys know the difference between foot-pounds and inch-pounds. So now that those are all tightened up, ready to go, now we're able to finish the installation of the heavy breather intake. Alright, so next we're going to throw the air filter housing on the snorkel. It takes 4 screws to do that. They're going to be these guys here. You want to make sure to Loctite these ones. Alright, so once you get these screws in here, you want to go ahead and torque them down to 60 inch-pounds. All 4 screws, 60 inch-pounds. So now we're going to go ahead and install the air filter into the housing using this plate here. And then these 4 Allen bolts here. These are 5/32 bolts as well. So I got the filter installed here using the 4 Allen screws that they provided with this front faceplate. Turned out really nice. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this heavy breather intake from Screamin Eagle. I absolutely love the way it looks on the bike. I've always been a fan of the Screamin Eagle heavy breathers, even on the older models, but I really think this is the best looking air cleaner for the new 2024 bikes. Super happy with how this turned out. Amazing quality from Harley. Everything went together very smooth. I'm really digging how that looks on there with the D&D Billet Cat. So what I'm going to do now is put the bags on it and strap the GoPro to the back of the motorcycle, and I'm going to take it out for a ride and show you guys what this exhaust sounds like going through all the gears at different speeds so that you guys get a good understanding on what the D&D Billet Cat sounds like on the new bike. Also, I wanted to mention that being that I put the D&D 2-in-1 Billet Cat on here with the Screamin Eagle Heavy Breather air cleaner, I wanted to let you guys know that I am not tuning the bike as of right now. Just want to put a disclaimer out there that I'm not telling you that it's safe. I'm not telling you that you can do it. I'm just letting you know that I am doing it, and I don't necessarily recommend it, but I'm gonna give it a try. We never tuned my dad's CVO ST when we put the Thunder header on it, and it's been running flawlessly. It's been running great. It performs well, and I'm very happy with it. As you can see on the draggy video with the CVO ST, it ran great with the Thunder header exhaust on there with no tune. We still have not tuned the CVO ST. I will let you guys know how it runs today when I take it out. A lot of guys are online say you do, a lot of guys say you don't. I've talked to many different shops and many different tuners, and they say the new bikes will compensate for themselves with a 2-in-1 exhaust and air cleaner on the new bikes. You do not need to flash it, but I'm going to put that to the test today. I'm going to take it out and see how it runs, see how it performs, and if I feel like it's choppy or it needs a tune, I will let you guys know. I'm going to give you one more cold start with the heavy breather intake installed. We're going to see how it sounds, if it sounds any different with that, and then I'm going to strap the GoPro to the bike and show you guys what it sounds like on the road. guys, so I just got the bike home back in the garage after a long, great day of riding. I put on over 100 miles today, and I gotta say, the new D&D Billet Cat exhaust sounded amazing. The bike performed better than ever. The air cleaner was amazing as well. You can definitely hear the air sucking in now, being that I have a bigger air cleaner on the bike. The second you crack the throttle open, you can hear that thing just sucking. So I gotta say, after riding the bike over 100 miles today, I had no check engine lights. The bike performed great, and it honestly feels a lot faster than it did bone stock. I had a feeling it would, but in order to prove that it's faster, I gotta put it on the draggy again. So stay tuned. In the next couple videos, I'm gonna put the draggy back on the 2024 Road Glide with the new D&D Billet Cat and air cleaner, which technically is a stage 1. I know stage 1 means you have it tuned as well, but I'm here to tell you that you do not have to tune the new 2024 bikes. The computer is sufficient enough to learn the fuel trims as far as being too lean, too rich, and the bike performed great. I had zero sputtering, I had zero hiccups. The bike performed amazing, guys. I'm being honest, I'm not just saying this. Save yourself some money. We're gonna throw this back on the draggy and get you guys some new draggy numbers with the pipe and air cleaner, see if it picked up any. I believe it did, because it definitely feels a lot faster. I don't know if it's because it's a lot louder now, but it definitely feels faster. So stay tuned, you're not gonna wanna miss it. I have a lot of content coming for this bike. Now that I have the exhaust on there, I can't hear the speakers at all whatsoever. So that's gonna be coming up soon. Stay tuned for that. I have a stereo already here in the garage ready to throw in this. Stay tuned, I'm gonna be doing an install video on that and show you guys what speakers and amp I went with. Anyway guys, it's late. I'm gonna go in and edit. If you like the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate all your support on the channel. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.